again, the NBA, like I said, nobody needed to turn the page from a regular season where every day was teams are tanking, nobody wants to play, every game is a blowout. That was every single day, rinse and repeat for the NBA this year.
Sure, it became the meter wasn't how many three-pointers made or any of the cool stats. It was, what was the average margin of victory was the lead.
That's come on. That's so yesterday. This is every day. Nobody wants to play, and they don't want to play in the games when they can play. Bad. Okay, now we're in the playoffs where, okay, the players want to play. Good. You don't have to worry about tanking. Everybody's trying to win. No one's trying to tank in the playoffs. Right? Okay, so we move that. And then today, the NBA made a decision that I just shake my head and I go, they just aren't going to ever get anything right. They decided to, because of the extraordinary circumstances for Cade Cunningham and Luka Dončić, who fell just short of the 65-game plethora or plateau to get the plethora. Would you say plethora? The 65-game plateau to get there to be eligible for postseason awards. First team All NBA, second team All NBA, MVP, all of it. They decided because of their incredible circumstances, they would be eligible for awards. Now, Anthony Edwards, who played in 60 games, also had his case heard. He was denied. And when I saw the story, I said, what incredible extenuating circumstances, right? I feel bad when guys get hurt, but you got to be able to play, right? Like Cade Cunningham collapsed lung. I get it. Big deal. Luka Dončić wanted to miss a couple of games to be at the birth of his children. Okay, that's a decision to make, right? That's a decision. Mm-hmm. But now the NBA, once again, has kowtowed to the players and said, yeah, you can play less games, right? And that's my whole thing with why the NBA is in such a bad place and such a slippery slope, is that the NBA has made it okay for the players to say, we want to play in less games, and the NBA is allowing them. What they should do is stand up and say, hey, you're lucky that's at 65 games. Adam Silver should stand up and say, you know what? If he had a spine, and again, I know he doesn't have a spine, but if he had one,
he'd get one in Spain.
He would stand up and say, oh, you know what? I'm moving it to 70 next year. You guys want to complain? I'm moving it to 70. You got to play in 70 games. But again, that's not Adam Silver. And now at 65, there's been so much players being upset about the 65-game threshold that now, okay, we don't think it should be 65. Oh, okay, well, you fall just short. We're allowing you to do it because you had extenuating circumstances. Well, okay, Luka also, there's a bunch of other games. It's not like, hey, 65 out of 67 games. It's 65 out of 82 games. You're talking about a third of the schedule. You're saying it's okay to miss. It's okay for players to miss a third of the schedule. This is the message that the NBA has sent out there. That's why the NBA is in a bad place, because they put it out there that it's okay. You don't need to play in these games. And we're never going back. I mean, because you've opened the door to this for so long, there's no way Adam Silver or the NBA can stand up and say, okay, no, this isn't working. You got to get back to playing more games. I go, no, you already said it was okay if we played in these games. 65 was this threshold. We don't think that's good. We want it to be 60 games, less than that. Can you imagine 60 out of 82 games? You're talking, again, a third of the season, you have said it is okay to not play. Tanking is something that they've not been able to solve. The teams don't really care. You have gotten to such a bad place. There's no solving this except if you choose the nuclear option, which is throwing the emergency brake and saying, okay, here's what we're going to do, and we're going to figure it out. And I know there's going to be a lot of complaining, and the players aren't going to be happy because you're going to lose money. But we're cutting the season from 82 games to 70 games. That's the only thing that solves this. Everything else is just going to be, here's something to try to get us a year. Like all these crazy changes they want to make to the lottery to stop teams from tanking. They're going to be doing these stupid things every single year. The only thing that's going to work, because it's become too much, is, okay, now we're doing this. So now, but it's going to be less money. We're going to prorate stuff. And owners are going to be okay making a little bit less at the gate and everything. But this is the only thing that's going to stop what's going on from going on.
11 years, $76 billion in deals and more to come. You can't stop that machine and put that genie back. Nobody wants to give back that money. Most of the owners have already spent it. Are you kidding me? Mm-hmm. So there's not going back on that. And the players get nearly 50%. So, if you move the goalpost to 70 games for a regular season, guess what? We're fighting about percentages again in terms of what's allowable to be missed. we talk about it as it stands now. Playing 65 of 82, all right, 79%. Go down to your 60. I mean, Anthony Edwards gets screwed in this. I mean, where's the dividing line? Like, I understand, when we get down to it, a collapsed lung sounds terrible.
It sucks.
But
it
guess
sucks.
what? That's a high ankle sprain worth of games.
Yeah.
I don't want to say necessarily the level of severity is the same, but the effect is in terms of how many games and how many weeks you miss. So to say, well, this injury is a little off the beaten path, so we're going to count it, and those games count, and he fell just short. I get it. But, like, where do we decide this? Luka Dončić, how many times did he have technical fouls rescinded before he finally got the magic button? Wait, how many games did he play?
64.
Yeah, there you go.
64.
There's your extra game.
64.
Ta-da. But, you get what? We now have to have columns between did not play injured, did not play rest, did not play old, extenuating circumstances, and then another box for other at someone's discretion. Like, this is lunacy.
Right.
Like, I'm sorry you just barely missed the threshold. That's what it's supposed to be. Right? It goes back to the all our movies. What do we always know? It's the hard that makes it great.
Yeah.
And that's it.
And it's not like
it sucks. I'm sorry, but you made a choice, and nobody should, in my opinion, if you can help it, you want to be at the birth of your child.
Right. No,
I get that, right? But you made a choice.
Yeah.
And that's 1 or 2 games out of the 17 that you're allowed to miss without penalty. And I'm sorry if injuries crop up and rob you of the other ones, and it's not because you were taking load management, resting for the playoffs, whatever else. Unfortunately, you don't have a perfect formula for this. You set a game's threshold. And if you go to the minutes, then it becomes this whole other problem of, wait, Wemby didn't play enough minutes. Should he be qualified? He didn't play enough minutes. I mean, come on. So it's you've set up a system that is designed to fail. And as soon as you start going to the special circumstance card, boy, guys should just be lined up with all sorts of stuff. Well, I missed 50 games. I mean, Jason Tatum was great in the games he played. Should he, get a designation of look how great I was in the few games I did play this year? I mean, come on.
The other part of this that really makes you stand up and say, what are we doing? Is it, not only is it you've made it okay for players to miss games, you've made it okay that they can give you an excuse or a reason, and you're okay with it. The other part is you've not done this because it's integrity of the playoffs or integrity of the regular season. You've done this because a couple of players want to be eligible to win awards. That's what you've decided to tell the entire league. The games aren't important enough because a couple of guys want to be eligible for awards.
They were really good in the games they played.
Yeah, I get they're big stars, and Luka's a big star, and Cade Cunningham's become a big star. But it's not like, hey, I had a really difficult decision because I was against so much artillery. There was so much against me in this. I had to make this really difficult decision of, hey, 64 games is okay. Opening the door to the fact that the 65 games, now the 65 game threshold, who cares? Right? You've told me that now it's 65, which was such a big deal. Got to play 65. Now who cares? You've done it simply because a couple of guys want to be eligible for end of the season awards, whatever money they're going to get in their contract.
Well, that's the thing. Triple underscore that part of it, because we've long fought about that here on the show as a united front of the fact that the Supermax and all of that is dependent on first, second, third team All-NBA that gets voted on.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that decides your paycheck.
Yeah.
And if a collective of people decide, you know what, he was really a jerk to us this year, we're not going to vote for him, even if it's decidedly might be in the argument for an MVP, that it has to happen. Is that why this gets done? Because it's Luka and Cade Cunningham, and Luka just signed his 3-year.
Yeah.
But it's like, well, you know what? He's going to have these. We can't penalize him because this screws this going forward and sets precedent. Like, that part of the equation has always got to be considered as well when you're suddenly moving and erasing the bogus chalk line of an end zone that you've already written.
I mean, just where the NBA can draw a line and they can say something. No, we're going to continue to say the games in the regular season do not matter. I mean, how long can you do that for? How long can you do that for? Tell me the regular season doesn't matter. But it doesn't matter. Ratings are up 86%. Twice as many people are watching games, don't you know? Don't you know that came out
It's
yesterday?
fuzzy math.
Don't you know? Don't you know? Despite the fact that all this bad stuff, no, twice as many people are watching the games. Yeah, we're excited.
This is
Yeah.
where they
Okay.
all right, over here we got a lot of bad stuff with gambling, but look what happened over here. Everybody's paying attention.
You know, the NBA every day.
And we
the NBA
cheered them
finds a way.
yesterday.
I know.
Right, they had a good day.
But we got to be fair. The playing's been great. Playing's awesome, right? This has been terrible. This has been
Pendulum
terrible, man.
swung back right back the other way like your Miley Cyrus on the wrecking ball, man.